Hi guys, and how are you all doing? Happy weekend. My name is Miju from TradewithBolu Online Financial Services, and I'll be here taking you on our Forex weekly analysis for the 6th of September to the 10th of September 2021. And we give out weekly analysis every week at TradewithBolu to give our traders a heads up on what is going to come around this coming market week, so they'll be prepared and know what to be expecting. So first of all, I would always like to first go to my news, checking out my news, because checking out fundamentals really gives you an edge on how to position yourself technically. All right, so I'm a big fan of Forex Factory. You can just go on to forexfactory.com and they give you news on all the currencies, major impact news, high impact news, knowing what to expect for the coming week. So for this coming week, we could see a couple of high impact news on the Aussie dollar, the Canadian dollar, the Euro USD, and also the Canadian dollar once again on Friday. So you just want to be careful when trading these currencies at this particular time of the news. Okay, you want to sometimes stay clear of the market or apply proper risk management. Could be closing one position or just reducing your position size, just to not be affected by the news. Okay, and we should not forget that we had NFP this week on 3rd of September. It was NFP, and NFP is non-farm payroll. This is a major news on unemployment that tends to rock the forex market, but we didn't really see much impact on Friday on the NFP. So you just want to be careful this coming week, because sometimes NFP could have a recurring effect for the next week, even though it had occurred the previous week. So just be careful and remember to always apply proper risk management. So to cut the long story short, we're getting down to analysis. Let's not forget that you watching this analysis means that you've subscribed to and have accepted the whole risk that are associated with forex. Remember, this is not a financial advice, this is just an analysis. I could be wrong at any time, and the best way to be safe is to apply proper risk management in forex. Okay, so diving in, I'll be analyzing 4 pairs today: the GBPJPY, the EURUSD, the EURGBP, and the Canadian dollar versus the JPY. So basically, I'm analyzing just 5 currencies, but they are just a cross of them. All right, and remember, always be checking news every day. I suggest to know what to expect for that week. So I'll first be analyzing the DXY index, because we have a dollar pair, EURUSD, and DXY index gives you a position on what dollar is saying globally for the coming week, because you have a lot of dollar crosses. You have the GBPUSD, you have the XAUUSD, you have the EURUSD, you have other dollar crosses. So knowing what the DXY index, which is the dollar index, is saying, gives you a better view of those pairs at large. Okay, so on the DXY index for this coming week, for the previous week, we could see a impulsive move to the downside. We could see an impulsive move to the downside this past week, and we could see it broke the uptrend structure, little up structure we had here, but price came back to fall back at this previous support. We saw price coming back to this previous support, which it had made back here in 2nd of August. Basically a month back, it came back again to this support. And what do we see again? Price rejected this support. We could see this green bullish candle. What would we be seeing? 2 things. Price could either break up or break down. Remember, you always want to be able to shift positions when you are wrong in forex. So you could see price either go up or go down. And what do you want to be doing? Position yourself where and when best to enter. So you could be seeing a break to the downside, and DXY continues its bearish move, or DXY could decide to come back up and make its way back to the upside. All right, all it depends on what I see and pattern confirmation and candlestick confirmations. So I'm open on the DXY index. If I see a break below this region, 91.85 region on the DXY, a break below it and a retest, I'll be bearish on the DXY. But pending that, if I don't see a break, I would and I see an impulsive move to the upside, breaking this little structure here, I would definitely be bullish on the DXY index to around the 93.08 region. All right, so you just want to position yourself well to know what you're expecting. Scale down to smaller time frame and check out for candlestick or chart pattern confirmation to know what. So for me, I might want to be bullish on the DXY. Remember, I could be wrong, because I see this support potentially push the price back up here, and it might just still be very strong again to push down back towards this region. Okay, or we could see price break down a bit, maybe to take out liquidity around this zone and push back up. We don't know, but remember, I could be wrong, and just check out for confirmation on the smaller time frame. So going to my first, I'll be analyzing the EURUSD first. That's the euro against the US dollar. And what do I see for the EURUSD? Price was bullish. Okay, the EURUSD is kind of inversely related to the DXY index. So if we had a bearish move on the DXY, we could see a bullish move on the EURUSD. Very simple. All right, and price broke structure here. It took out this last lower high, broke structure and made its way back to this previous resistance. You also have a resistance here on EURUSD, and price may two things again here. I would always say break upwards or break downwards. You want to be careful. Okay, remember, you're not really trying to predict what the market is saying, because you could be wrong. You just want to react to what you see and position yourself bestly. Wait for your strategy, wait for your confirmations before making entry, not trying to predict what next the market would say. Okay, so we saw a little rejection, a little evening star pattern here. Okay, and price may want to fall back to this region. This is a good potential region for price to fall back to. Okay, you see price make possibility fall back to the 1.18 region on the EURUSD, or price could break upwards. All right, price could break upwards, and when price breaks upward, where are we targeting as our initial target point for price? Price could make its way back to the 1.1975 region. All right, remember, I could be wrong. I'm just positioning myself, but looking at this, price made so much impulsive move this few weeks. It broke structure, still made up, and it might just want to rest. It's simple. It's just like you running, you want to rest. So price might just want to rest back and take a fall to the downside. So we could see price falling down to this little. This was a previous resistance. It could form a support back here before making its way down. So this coming week, I might just be taking, if I see necessary confirmations. This evening style is a good candlestick confirmation, but I might be looking for a double top on a small time frame as an entry, and I'll be taking a good possible position here. Okay, risking a 23 pip, just a little bit above this 180 pip. This is a good 1 to 2.7 risk reward ratio. Okay, conservative trade, and there's still so much room for you might want to aim here. All right, but conservatively first, I would want to be taking this as the first target for my trade. So I could be wrong. If I see price breaks upward, I would be positioning myself to take a position to this next high. But once I see my necessary confirmation, I might just want to take a little short position down here, because price might want to rest. But I could be wrong. Remember, I will apply proper risk management when trading to protect my capital. Okay, next I'm going to straight up to my next pair, which is the GBPJPY. That is the Great British Pound against the Japanese yen. We also saw an impulsive move on this side, and I marked this out last week for price. Okay, my markings are still here for price to then coming back here, because this was a little previous support here. So price might want to come back to take this back and form a resistance. So I have this region marked out. Looking at price, I have these regions here. Touch here and make it dab down to the downside. So let me just mark out of my points. That's the points I'm saying. key points I'm saying. So from here, I'm looking at because price also made an impulsive move. I'm expecting a little fall this coming week. So price was this downside, which could continue further down here. Okay, so me taking a position here would be a very good risk reward ratio. I'm looking at in this for where the 170 pips they about. So they have 1 ratio 4 risk reward ratio. Just looking for an entry around this region. Okay, I could be conservative my stop loss a bit, but I could scale down to also get a more accurate and precise entry. But for GBPJPY, I'm quite bearish for this coming week. Quite very bearish for this coming week because I want to see price touch and make it fall down. Okay, remember I said price might want to rest because this is the potential for it to reject. This was the previous support and could form a little resistance here. Price might want to just take a rest back. So GBPJPY, I'm looking at a bearish move this coming week. Okay, looking at a very clean entry and a safe entry here. So I'm going to my next analysis, which will be the EURGBP. The EURGBP, what did we see here? We saw price make an impulsive move, an uptrend, but we saw a little break of market structure. Okay, took out this little, you can see it took out this with a strong impulsive bearish move, a strong bearish move to the downside. Right, this candle propelled this move downwards, so you could see price came and like made a reversal down. And what will I be seeing again? I'm a fan of price coming back to this same region which it rejected. Okay, I'm looking for a fall down back to this region for the on my EURGBP. Okay, looking for a fall down back to this region. Okay, price coming back here, making a tap and making a fall, because seems EURGBP closed quite bearish last week, and you might see this move necessary just continue towards the downside. So you may be looking at taking a position here, a 70 pips, and just risking quite a very good entry here, some 17 pips there about. The price coming here and making it tap down to the downside. So for EURGBP, I'm quite bearish this coming week, because looking at EURGBP on the long term, actually we could see that looking at EURGBP on the long term, you can see price quite bearish on the long term. All right, so it might necessarily want to just continue that it's this coming week. So remember I said I'm bearish on EURGBP. So straight up to my last is the Canadian JPY. For Canadian JPY, what am I looking for? I'm looking for also a fall, because I see some parts price may need to come back to test some key zones. Price may need to come back to test. So a fall from where? From this previous resistance zone. Okay, price might need a tap and looking at a fall, like a free fall down here. All right, because CADJPY made so much impulsive move here and a clean move here, yes, but this impulsive move, price might still want to come back to, for example, it ran so much here and it might just want to come back to take out some liquidity around this side, or some inefficiencies here, some missing parts it needs to fill out here. So Canadian JPY, I'm quite bearish for this coming week of this resistance. Okay, as a conservative trader, I'm taking my first taking the first close around here, then the next close around here. Just the main point is my old thesis of Canadian JPY, which is for this coming week bearish. But if I'm wrong, okay, and I see price break up above this resistance, I'll switch to a bearish thesis on CADJPY. All right, for this coming week, CADJPY bearish thesis if I see I am wrong, but most likely we could see price fall down towards the side. So same here, EURGBP. If price breaks above this region, I'm going to switch to if price breaks out of this region, I'm going to switch to be bullish. But long term, it's been a downtrend, and you might see this downtrend just continue this coming week. Okay, so this is all for TradewithBolu analysis for this coming week. Remember to manage risk at all time. Proper risk management definitely is the best and keeps you so long in this forex market. Remember to always check out the news at all time, and remember, this is not a financial advice, it's just my own analysis for this week. Could be wrong. Position yourself well for this coming week. Trust your strategy and manage risk. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't. Join our Telegram channel, and for this month of September, you might just want to give yourself a new package gift by trying out any of our packages at TradewithBolu Financial Services. So my name still remains Meju, and thank you for having me for this analysis. Have a profitable week ahead, and see you again next week. Profitable. Bye for now.